Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's presentation. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating topic, the silent language of a woman's hug, what every man must understand. We'll uncover the subtle cues and unspoken messages behind those special embraces. Over the next few minutes, I'll guide you through what makes a woman's hug meaningful and how you can interpret it better. So, let's get started. Human connection isn't just about words, and that's a really important point to remember. In fact, some of the most powerful signals that show trust, attraction, and emotional intimacy are actually expressed silently. Think about touch, body language, posture, and presence. These are all ways we communicate without saying a thing. Among these signals, the hug is often overlooked. Many men see a hug as just a casual gesture, a polite way to say hello or goodbye. But in reality, it can tell you a lot about how a woman feels toward you. It's a subtle but powerful way to gauge her emotional state and level of comfort. So, understanding these silent signals, especially the hug, can give you deeper insight into her feelings, much more than words alone ever could. A hug, as simple as it may seem, is really much more than just contact. It's a form of communication. How she leans in towards you, how tightly she holds you, and how long she chooses to stay. These are all micro messages that reveal her emotional state. These subtle cues tell us a lot about what she's feeling beneath the surface. If you can learn to read these signals, and more importantly, respond to them with genuine presence and confidence, you can unlock a much deeper level of intimacy. This is something words alone can't fully express. So today, let's explore the 4 main types of hugs women give, what each of them really means, and how men should respond. Understanding these nuances helps us build better connections and foster trust in a more authentic way. Let's talk about the friendly pat, often considered the foundation of comfort in physical interactions. This kind of hug is usually quick, light, and polite. You'll often see it accompanied by a gentle pat on the back. Its main purpose is to communicate friendliness, nothing more. Many men tend to dismiss this gesture as insignificant or irrelevant, but that's actually a mistake. Because even a simple pat can set a tone of warmth and approachability, which is essential in building trust and rapport. Recognizing these small but meaningful gestures helps us understand how nonverbal cues contribute to our overall connection with others, especially in social and professional settings. So, never underestimate the power of a friendly pat. It's often the subtle foundation that makes larger gestures more meaningful later on. Even a casual hug can be a powerful signal of comfort and trust. When she chooses to close the physical gap with a hug, it shows she feels safe with you, and that's a solid foundation to build upon. The most important thing here is patience. It's vital to stay calm, grounded, and not rush to interpret this as rejection or a sign of more than friendship. If you remain consistent in your presence and energy, that friendly hug can gradually develop into something deeper over time. So, how should you respond? Accept the hug with ease, showing that you're comfortable and relaxed. Afterward, maintain light eye contact and give a warm, genuine smile. This communicates that you're at ease in her presence without putting any pressure on her for more. Remember, building a connection takes time, and small gestures like these are steps in the right direction. Let's talk about the firm hug, which is really a powerful signal of safety. Unlike a casual pat on the back, a firm hug carries weight. When she holds you with steady pressure, it's her way of signaling trust, comfort, and emotional safety. It's not just about politeness or a quick gesture, it's her way of saying, "I feel grounded around you." Now, a common mistake many men make is pulling away too soon. They miss the silent message she's trying to send, that she's opening up, that she feels safe with you. So, how should you respond? The key is to hold her just a little longer than you might instinctively want to without clinging or overstaying. Stay calm and pay attention to her body language. Look for subtle signs. Does she smile? Does she relax further in your arms? Does she make eye contact afterward? If she does, that's a clear sign she's opening a door to deeper emotional connection. Remember, it's these small, quiet signals that build trust and intimacy in your relationship. Now let's talk about what I call the lingering embrace, that shift toward attraction during a close moment. Imagine a hug that lasts just a bit longer than usual. She doesn't pull away. Instead, her body softens, her breathing slows down, and her hands rest just a little too long on your back. This is no accident. It's actually an invitation. Her body is communicating something important. She feels connected to you both emotionally and physically. But here, the key, timing and presence are everything. If you break away too quickly, you risk disrupting that delicate moment. So how should you respond? The best approach is to mirror her energy. Stay with her, stay present. A gentle squeeze, a light touch on her lower back, or simply remaining calm and still can communicate confidence and masculine grounding. By not rushing, you create a space where she feels safe to deepen the intimacy. Remember, it's about being attentive to her signals and responding with patience and confidence. That's how you build genuine connection in these subtle but powerful moments. Now let's talk about what I call the intimate embrace, or the silent invitation. This is really the deepest level of connection you can have through a hug. When her head rests on your shoulder or chest, and her touch softens, that's a sign she's opening up emotionally. Her breathing slows down and begins to sync with yours, creating a natural harmony. This isn't just a casual hug, it's a powerful mix of trust, attraction, and desire all wrapped into one moment. A common mistake many men make here is reacting too quickly, talking, shifting, or trying to escalate physically. But the truth is, in this kind of embrace, silence truly is the language. The key is to respond by staying still, holding her with calm strength. Let her feel your steady breathing and your grounded presence. Sometimes, a small squeeze or a gentle gaze afterward can communicate more than any words ever could. Remember, this moment is about connection, trust, and patience. It's about allowing that unspoken bond to deepen naturally without rushing. So, why does presence matter more than technique? Well, every hug you give is really a test, not of your skill, but of your presence. Women aren't looking for a man who overthinks or overreacts. They want someone who remains calm, steady, and truly attuned to her. That silent confidence you project in those moments speaks volumes, even more than any clever line or dramatic gesture. When you respond with grounded energy, you're communicating three key things. First, emotional intelligence, that you can read her signals and understand what she's feeling. Second, masculine stability, that you're not thrown off by intimacy or vulnerability. And third, trustworthiness, that you can hold space for her emotions without rushing or forcing anything. That's why a hug is never just a hug. Sometimes it's simply a greeting. Other times, it's a test to see how connected you are. And in rare but powerful moments, it can be an invitation into something much deeper. So always remember, presence isn't just about the moment, it's about what it communicates about who you are. Final thought. Men who ignore the silent language of touch often miss the most meaningful opportunities for connection. A woman's hug, for example, is more than just a simple gesture. It's actually a reflection of her comfort level, her attraction, and how much she desires closeness. By learning to recognize these subtle signals and responding with quiet confidence, we can create an environment where genuine intimacy can develop naturally. Because sometimes, the most powerful communication happens without words, only through presence and connection. So, paying attention to these unspoken cues can truly transform how we connect with others on a deeper level.